is our first conference in Asia.
So beautiful.
Hey everybody, Stephen here, and I'm on the 9th floor at SMG attending the ENEX General Assembly. ENEX, which is the European News Exchange. Now they're here in Shanghai. They brought delegates from all over the world for panel discussions and all kinds of things, talking about the directions of media, mobile media, and all that kind of stuff. So come with me as we talk to some of the folks that are visiting, and a little later we'll go for a boat ride. So I'm here with Andras, and Andras here with ENEX, is that correct?
Exactly, I'm a news editor at ENEX.
All right, is this your first time in Shanghai?
Yes, this is my first time.
And first impressions, I know, when did you get in?
I just got in yesterday in the morning after a good 14 hours of flight.
So what are the goals of this particular conference here, this particular group of delegates? What are they here to do exactly?
This is our General Assembly. So this is where we call the leaders of our partner organizations to discuss what has happened to ENEX in the past year, what our financial situation is, and what our plan for the future is.
SMG, Shanghai Media Group, has been working or a member of ENEX for 6 years now, is that right?
I believe so, yes.
And have you seen a lot of stories come out of SMG
on a daily basis?
On a daily basis.
So as a news editor and editorial coordinator, we are the ones who are processing all the incoming items, among them also SMG items. And so yeah, we do see them on a daily basis.
Okay, so I'm here with Aslug from Norway.
Yes.
It's your first time in Shanghai?
Yes, it is.
And what do you think?
It's really nice, really good people, good food, and it's so clean and quiet here.
Yes, yeah, that was my first impression as well. I've been told by the editor at ENEX that daily basis they put stuff in. So have you in Norway ever used anything that SMG has produced?
Actually last week, because of the weather, the typhoon, and also last week our Norwegian Prime Minister was visiting in Shanghai and in Beijing, and he also met Xi. So I believe that we also gave you some material.
Oh.
Yeah.
I seem to remember that actually. Something did cross my desk.
Yeah.
Well, definitely we take a lot because our audience in Taiwan cares a lot about what's happening in Shanghai. A good example is the typhoon last week. We had extensive coverage of the typhoon. That also impacted Taiwan a little bit. So we used a lot of your footage. It's not directly from my department, but I do know because we watched the TVBS channel, this 24/7 news channel, and we've seen a lot of footage actually from Shanghai.
And it's amazing because we have an organization in Latin America which we share all the content with different channels and different stations in Latin America, and ENEX gave us the rest of the world. So Europe and Asia and all sorts of channels and countries.
What's your feeling on the General Assembly and the conference so far?
It's a great opportunity for all of us because we share not only content but different cultures, different perspectives about the reality that we are going through the world.
Okay, we're inside the conference room right now. This is where the General Assembly is happening. They're about to get started again. We've had all kinds of discussions here today talking about AI, talking about the future of media, international exchanges, and how broadcast companies from around the world get to share their news stories in order for them to be able to put together packages for their international stories and stuff like that. That's what ENEX is all about.
Everyone.
Gotta go! Okay, I've arrived at the waterfront. There's our ride right behind me. So let's hop on board. Okay, we're on board the boat now, and just enjoyed some delicious buffet. Fantastic stuff, really. The view, I mean, it's Shanghai from the Huangpu River, so it's going to be great. How about that mood lighting, huh? It's like a fuchsia color. Anyhow, I'm going to try to see if I can talk to a few more people from the ENEX gathering before we wrap this trip up.
And we're having our congress here this year, and we've been working with SMG for 6 years now. And this really is the sort of finale of the story. When we started, we didn't really know about each other's organizations. We thought it would be interesting to cooperate with a partner in China. And now 6 years later, we've brought as many members as we can to Shanghai, to this Congress. And it's really an amazing an event in an amazing city.
And you have one of these congresses every year, or?
Every year, we change location every year. So we've been to a lot of amazing places. This is our first conference in Asia.
Hey.
So this is a pretty good dateline for our first conference in Asia.
Right. So I actually studied broadcast news before the turn of the 21st century. So I deck to deck, large cameras, all that. Great. So this is a question I have for you. The direction we're going now, I'm holding this tiny little handheld device. Things are going more and more mobile, more and more the social media end of things. However, authenticity is always an issue when it comes to social media. So is that something that ENEX, I understand, is one of the topics you guys will be discussing?
Yeah,
or?
we spend a lot of time talking about these topics. A few years ago, we would have been talking about digital transformation. How do you move news organizations away from linear TV models towards much more towards creation of digital content and becoming online publishers? Social media, another big theme. How do you maximize the use and put your content onto different social media platforms? This year, maybe last year as well, we're talking about artificial intelligence, of course. That's a big new challenge, or is it an opportunity? I think there's a lot of challenge. You know, there's no lie. The traditional media industry is facing a really big problem. You know that yourself. A lot of change is going to be required. Yes, it's becoming more consumer-led, if you like, both in the technology we use and the way the people, view us on their devices. A lot of challenges, a lot of change to come. It won't all be good news. But on the other hand, organizations like SMG and others here, they do have the legacy, the good legacy of professional standards and knowing what proper journalism is all about.
So Sheke, which organization are you with?
I work for ENEX.
ENEX. You work for ENEX as well?
Yes.
Oh, excellent. Okay, and this is your first time in Shanghai?
It's my first time in Shanghai, in China.
And you're getting a first-rate view of the city here, aren't you?
OMG! It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I can't believe it. I'm enjoying every moment of it. Really.
I came here on vacation 20 years ago, and I haven't.
And
left.
you stayed.
Yep,
yes.
I stayed. And what would you say the single largest hurdle is facing broadcast news in the next, let's say, 10, 15 years? Back in the day when we had standard broadcast channels, people basically just trusted the news outright. Nowadays, you go on social media, that's where a lot of people get their news now, and you have no idea its provenance or where it came from, so.
Exactly. I think we have to really pay huge attention on verification of the source. We have to double check, triple check information always, because, as you said, it's becoming more and more tricky.
But if something's uploaded to ENEX, you can trust it, right?
Yes, absolutely, 300%.
Thank you very much, Sheki. That was great.